All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reality Kenyan one more time. This is a program where we look at what happens on the ground as far as the livelihood, the social status, and the economical status of the Kenyan people is concerned right now. And joining me one more time, of course, each and every time is the Deputy Party Leader, of course, Safina Party, and lawyer Willis Otieno, who is going to help us break this down as far as social, economic, and of course, livelihood and law is concerned. So, Wakili.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Thank you so much one more time.
Thank you for hosting me again.
Asante sana.
Yes.
We are always happy and pleased to be here.
Karibu.
And of course, we just want to look at a few things that are going on. Right now, watu wanalia maisha imekuwa ngumu sana. Even the people that we used to think are well off. Everybody's crying. Look at all the job groups and everything. And even if you look at the latest polls, it says that the cost of living right now is the highest. You understand, followed by unemployment, and other, and other issues.
Yes.
What's your take about all this right now?
At the moment, Kenyans are in so much pain.
Yeah.
Kenyans are in economic pain.
Yeah.
And they feel it more when they go back home, for those who have homes to go back to in the first place.
Yeah.
That when you sit down to even eat your meal for the day,
Yeah.
the cost of putting together that meal, it is going beyond the reach of majority of Kenyans.
Yeah.
You go into a supermarket, you go into a shop to buy basic groceries.
Yeah.
The amount of money that you're going to expend to get what you can refer to as a meal is a big challenge to many Kenyans.
Yeah.
And that is why if you look at the opinion polling that was done, cost of living was the highest issue of concern, followed by unemployment.
Yeah.
Unemployment because we are not seeing any new move to set up new industries, to create opportunities for more Kenyans to come out and expand their labor or provide their services in this market. So you have a contriving economy, it's constricting, and then you have a burgeoning population of many Kenyans. The job market cannot absorb all of them, or majority of them. You have rising cost of living. Look at, for example, right now the exchange rate. We buy things by the dollar. It is 130 Kenya shillings to $1. Last year, it was in the range of 109, 108 shillings to the dollar. And every time the shilling loses value to the dollar by a shilling, our debt as a country increases by almost 35 billion Kenya shillings.
Every time a shilling
loses value to the dollar. So let's say it was say it was 109,
and then it goes to
110.
Yeah.
In your debt books, your debts increase by 35 billion.
What?
Minimum. And these debts are progressively maturing. You are paying high interest rates on those debts. You are paying the principal sums as they mature, you have an obligation to pay. So the government is seriously constrained on how to meet their debt obligations. And in your revenue books, the first payment that you make even before you pay salaries is debt servicing. You don't service your debts, you will move into what is called a debt default. A debt trust. And once CRB, yes. And if you go to CRB as a country, now you are at the mercy of international lenders. They can do anything to you as a country. And you see, Kenyans should not think that we are any different from the Ghanaians or the Sri Lankans who've gone through these cycles of high inflation and debt cycle where they're not able to meet their debts. And the consequences are, that's when you start seeing despondency in the population. The economy is not creating any jobs. The people are not able to feed themselves. I met some young men who are telling me that it's common now to find many people, somebody just buying this hard mandazi, kangumu. You take kangumu with black tea without even sugar.
With strong tea.
Strong tea. That will hold your stomach for the day. And you say, you wait until the next day to have another similar kind of
diet. Right now they say people, we don't eat to live, we just survive. So long as a day has passed. And do you think that, like you see, they are almost following each other, the high cost of living and unemployment.
Yes.
And these are issues that people expected the government to handle immediately, or rather to give first priority after elections. Do you think they have done something towards it, or so far it is even worse than before the elections?
I think because you have many debts which are maturing, and they are borrowing more. So the inflation, look at even the inflation rate, it's also going up. The shilling is losing value every day and has lost much more value since the elections to date. And that is reflected in the debt books, and you are seeing it now even in how people are living. More and more people are losing jobs, and more people are not able to live a decent life expected of them. What has this administration done to change the trajectory? You know, somebody can argue, and there's credence in it, that maybe it is too early. We give them time to put themselves in order.
Actually, that's even what the associates of the government say.
Saying, which is okay. But you see, sometimes you need to look at what someone is doing. If your mother, for example, tells you when you're hungry that just give me a few minutes, I'm in the kitchen, and you can see smoke coming out, you can smell some nice aroma coming, then you believe that indeed there will be a meal out of this. As much as I'm hungry now, there is something cooking, and you'll be able to eat. But at this point in time, I don't believe that the administration has shown us if there are any signs of any cooking going on in the kitchen. What can give the people of Kenya hope that things may change or things will improve? And that is quite unfortunate, because every single day more and more people are losing hope. And they are not able to deal with their present challenges. Because hunger cannot be postponed. You know, when you're hungry, you need to eat now. You cannot say I will eat in 10 months' time. You need to deal with it now. And the consequence of these things, even in the quality of life that people are living, you're going to see it soon. Before long, you'll see many people, young kids, suffering from malnutrition, kwashiorkor. They are not eating balanced meals. And that will affect even their mental growth. Because these are long-term effects that a community or a generation suffers. That even the ability to think, to reason. When you suffer malnutrition as a child, you suffer from kwashiorkor. It constricts your brain. Your thinking is restrained, so that even once you mature as an adult, your brain development had been interfered with at childhood. So they have a lot of work to do. I hope they're doing it. Hopefully when we have a review of their performance at some point, we'll be able to see if they're doing the right things. But so far, the pointers are not promising, in my view.
If you look at the other day, we saw the traders, took to streets, doing, maandamano, claiming that their businesses were at threat with regards to the China Square. And, it's something that has never happened before. I think it's the first time the country is witnessing this. And people were like, it is something that came at a time when no one, and if you look at the majority, people were saying that they are the hustlers that the government promised to take care of their businesses, to take care of their operations, and now they are saying that their businesses are at threat. And do you think that it's something that is going to affect the entire, how do we call it, the small-scale farmers that also hinders the livelihood we are talking about?
Yes, of course, they are really heavily affected. In fact, if you asked me, China Square is just a symptom. It is. I don't believe that, if you look at the multitude of the traders who are out there demonstrating, there were over 10,000 by estimation. There are so many, I was actually surprised. I don't believe that all those traders are demonstrating as a consequence of China Mall coming up to open up a shop. Those traders, the unspoken word they are communicating is that they are not able to sell their wares to the people. Why are they not able to sell their wares? They are not able to sell their wares because the people do not have a purchasing power. The people are suffering from the consequences of the economic malaise we are going through. So China Square is just an easy scapegoat. But the bigger issue in the room, which no one is talking about, is that why are these traders not able to sell? The answer is they are not able to sell because their customers do not have money in their pockets
to purchase their goods.
That demonstration to me was not a demonstration about the cost of China Square. It was a demonstration about the cost of living in this country, and it was more a communication to all of us to note that the economic challenges that are being faced in this country, they traverse political affiliations. It affects all of us, whether you voted for this administration or not. You are all affected. And this challenge is a challenge for all Kenyans. And as a country, we need to find a solution, irrespective of our political views or beliefs, to address this spiraling cost of living. How do we go back to become a productive country? Even using China Square as an example, it means we are simply saying that we are a market to other people's products. In Safina Party, we had said we believe in production. What can we do to enable our manufacturing sector to grow? Because you grow your manufacturing sector, you are growing, creating job opportunities, you're enhancing the revenue base, the tax base of the government. You'll be able to collect more in tax. Then you're able to provide services. You're able to employ more people. They'll be able to participate in the economy. But right now the conversation is reduced to who should bring the goods from China. Who is the best person to carry the items from China?
The best importer.
The best importer. Not how can we as a country convert ourselves to be a market for what we produce. So we produce those goods locally and sell them to our people, and we export the surplus. And remember what I said earlier. Every time you're talking about import, you import by the dollar. You import by the dollar, not in Kenya shillings. You are trading in that foreign currency. And the more you import, if you import more and export less, what happens is this: your shilling becomes weak and weak by the day. Okay? Because you have nothing to sell in that market.
Like we are experiencing now.
That is what we are going through now. So the conversation should be, how do we strengthen and enhance the manufacturing sector to create jobs, to be in a position to export more, to be in a position to expand our revenue base as a country. That, if you ask me, is not happening. That is the difference between Safina Party and others.
And others,
We always said, and I keep repeating it, our political platform is anchored on a production economy, not a distributive economy. Those others are all about distribution. And they believe it exists. Just cut it in this particular way. We believe it does not exist. The cake is small. The national economic base is small. It has shrunk. How do we expand it? What are the innovative ways that we can come up with to expand this production of the country? So that more and more Kenyans are able to participate, and more Kenyans are able to be empowered economically in this conversation.
And you know, when all these are happening, we have also seen the government allegedly being involved in other issues like, you know, mishandling the former administration officers and all that. In fact, the recent one being Honorable Fred Matiang'i's issue. Do you think all this is just showbiz to divert people's attention from the reality on the ground, that life is horrible, things are tough, there is unemployment, and you know, everything does not work?
Of course, anytime when a government is facing challenges with the people, they look for sarakasi. You try to divert the vipindire, as some people call it. You try to divert the attention of the people from their everyday problems by give them drama, show them some drama to watch, to keep them busy. The unfortunate thing about it is that, you see, the real problem is not being attended to when we focus on these side shows. I'm not here to defend Matiang'i. He should be able to defend himself. But if for any reason there was a basis to hold him to account, we are a country of the rule of law. And the rule of law should have been applied, or should be applied, to deal with whatever grievances or complaints that may exist in relation to that particular officer. But if it is turned into a national circus, it's akin to you are suffering from a serious disease, being given Panadol every day.
To kill the pain.
To kill the pain, but the disease is still there, you are not attending to it. Our disease as a country, as confirmed by that opinion poll, and as is being constantly being expressed by many Kenyans in their conversation.
Yeah.
We are in an economic mess. And all hands on deck should focus on how to get the country out of that economic mess.
Yeah.
Anything short of that, we will head towards a more devastating consequence of this economic mess.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that the country, it will take a very long time for the country to recover if we don't put our hands on deck and save this ship.
Yeah. And before we wind up, you see, Safina Party, your main basis was production so that you can have what to supply and to distribute. Right now, if the government is intending to borrow your idea to work with it, are you people willing and ready?
You know, it's not about borrowing our idea, it's about ideology.
Yeah.
What is the ideology? Because you can even give them what our ideology is.
Yes.
If they don't believe in it, because you must believe in an ideology, you must own it. You must feel that it's the right thing to do. Their ideology is about distribution.
Yes.
Distribution and production are totally different. If they've assessed the problem to be about distribution, they've come up with ways of distributing it. We've assessed the problem to be production. How do you produce? You can't tell a distributor to become a producer.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the supply chain, distributors are not, the ones who distribute beer or Coca-Cola are not the producers, they're not the manufacturers. As we are focusing at the manufacturer level, not on the distribution of it. Because even this distribution only functions if the production takes place. So if they are willing to have a conversation to change the ideology and to learn and to adopt a new ideology that is premised on production, that's a conversation we can have. And there are so many things that we stand for as Safina. We have so many ideas that we will be explaining them to Kenyans on how we can change this trajectory. We've been taken for a ride for far too long on politics that is focused on distribution, not politics that is focused on empowering the person, giving them an opportunity to achieve their best, applying their ability to achieve their potential. Because the human potential is limitless.
It never ends.
It never ends. It's limitless. You cannot limit it. But when you limit this person to distribution, that I will give you, I will give you.
Your only work is just to
Of course, it means you limited how much you will give him. Even if you tell Boda, I will give you 50 billion. Tell Mamboga, I'll give you 10 billion. You've limited it to 10 billion as a group. Or you say, I'll give them 6,000. You've limited them to 6,000. As we are saying, we will provide a platform using the best of your ability to produce more.
Unlimited.
Unlimited, so that is your ability. If you're able to produce 100 billion, that is your ability. We'll give you a platform, we'll open for you markets, we'll show you how we can be able to produce and export to foreign markets, access new markets to produce, to sell your products. So that Mama Mboga will not be saying that I was given 10 billion. Mama Mboga will be saying, our group, we have produced and we've made through the marketing opportunities we've been given by our government, we've made 100 billion. And now we need to expand and invest this 100 billion into new areas, new frontiers. You'll find what we stand for. At the end of it, when you look at it, we'll move Mama Mboga from being even a vegetable vendor
an international trader.
An international trader who now start looking at opportunities that exist
in the international
arena. So that if you started as selling vegetables, how do we, from the money you've made from selling vegetables in the national market, how can we move you now to become, for example, an energy producer? In our trade in energy.
And that also gives space to other people who are down there.
Down there to come in.
Wow. So all these things, at some point, we even saw comedian Eric Omondi affiliated or associated to Safina Party, also during the campaigns. And the other day he was out there also fighting for the tough economic times and the consequences that the country is going at right now. And he was also out there about distributing the unga, and he was so harassed. People are saying he was mishandled in as much as he was giving a very serious information. How did you as a person and as the Safina Party take that in as much as he was not out there talking about Safina Party but what Kenyans were going through?
You see, the right to picket, demonstrate is enshrined in our constitution. And people are allowed. We are a country of the rule of law. Let everybody do what they are doing within the confines of the law. Whatever Eric is doing, whatever the Nyamakima traders are doing, whatever Baba is doing, with Azimio.
Yeah.
It's within the premises of the Constitution.
Yes.
And no one should feel uncomfortable that what someone is doing is portraying you in bad light.
Yeah.
The pressure should be on you to come up with policies and interventions that addresses the problems which they are speaking to.
Yeah.
If Eric is speaking to rising cost of living, address it.
Yeah.
If the Nyamakima traders are speaking to the rising cost of living, address it.
Yeah.
If they are begging you to give them opportunities to market and to sell their products at a lower cost, address it.
Yeah.
If they are speaking to the cost of power being too high, Kenya here we are buying 1 kilowatt of power at 23 US cents, while in Tanzania the same is going for 11 US cents.
Almost half price.
The half price.
Yeah.
So how are we going to be competitive?
Yeah, it's
with Tanzanian manufacturers? Those are things that as a country we need to address, and in Safina we'll address them. If you look at your power bill, the number one, the one who earns most from your power bill is government in terms of taxes. And cess, so that they've levies that they put on that bill.
Yeah.
Almost 55% of your power bill goes to
the government.
Statutory fees. So what kind of a country are you having? In any business you go to, government is the number one partner, because you start by paying at a minimum 30% tax. Then you go to the other levies. You end up that government actually is a shareholder in your business, owning 45% of the stake in that business.
Yes.
So it should be in the interest of a government to make sure that this business that an investor in, he doesn't work directly every day, but he earns from it. It should be in his interest to make sure that this business actually functions and prospers. So it should not be one that is coming up with policies that hinders the growth of this business.
Wow. As we wind up, Wakili, if you look at right now, we are only 2 weeks to 6 months after elections, and everything is not working as far as Kenyans are concerned. Kenyans are complaining all over. There is no job, like everything. In fact, the promises that they were promised by the current administration. What do you think is the solution and the approach to all these issues?
The main solution is we must have a national conversation.
Yes.
In the book of Isaiah chapter 18, it says, Njoni tusemezane. Let's come together and talk. We must have a national conversation to set this country on the right trajectory. And this conversation will be a conversation of Kenyans, irrespective of our political divides. If we continue on a trajectory where people are holding tough positions based on their political affiliations, then the loser is going to be the country and the people, because our problems are becoming big and big by the day.
Every day.
And if you continue not talking to each other, we are talking at each other. And it's unfortunate that the deputy president is taking a lot of time spreading what in my view is will amount to division. The problems will not be addressed. Because if you hold that position, you're supposed to be bringing people together, uniting the country. Find a way in which we can address the issues. We can disagree politically, but we are still Kenyans. As Safina, we believe we will inherit this administration, this government, and we don't believe that they should run everything down and give us a mess.
How they call it, dilapidated.
Yes, completely dilapidated. That even now it takes another 5 years just to find solutions before you start implementing. It's election time. So we hope that the country can hold, and the country should be able to attend to the economic challenges. Then we can compete on the political policies and ideologies when election time comes. Yes.
Wow. And Kenyans at some point believe in your party leader as a businessman, and you see what the country is going right now is an economic crisis. And businessmen and economics, they understand it so much. As Safina Party, do you have a plan that in case you are involved, you are able to rescue
of course, we have a very comprehensive master plan. We have a Marshall Plan that will change this economy. When you go to a hospital and you are sick, it is in your interest to see a doctor. When you take your car to a garage, it is in your interest to see a mechanic. But when you've said the problem is the economy, how do you give it to someone who understands the economy to deal with this? A businessman understands the flow of money.
Yeah.
Because the economy is about the flow of money.
True.
How do I make sure that this money flows from my pocket to your pocket, to his pocket, to the next pocket, back to government, pumping the economy and pumping money and making it flow in an economy to boost it. So the problems that we are facing today, the best diagnostic and physician who can attend to it is a businessman. And Jimmy Wanjigi is the right person for today's challenges that Kenyans are facing. If we want to see a positive change into the country. And when the time comes, we will be rolling out and showing the Kenyan people how these things can be done. Because now you have a patient who has gone to a hospital, he's being attended to by a tout or a mechanic.
And you are being told you are in the hospital.
And you are being told you are in the hospital, don't worry. No. If the economy is the problem, we are the right party with the solution.
Wow.
If the problem was about agriculture, maybe. But if it's a question of economy, it's only Safina that can address.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
As we wind up, maybe one last word to the Kenyans, at least who are already losing hope. Actually, there is no hope out there.
No. Kenyans should not lose hope. Kenyans should not lose hope. You know, our resilience as a nation is what has kept us going. We've been through tough times before, and we've always managed to come out of them. And even these tough times, these are just the pains of Jubilee.
Never last.
The pains of Jubilee. Jubilee that mutated into, some of it went to Azimio, some of it went to Kenya Kwanza. So these are just the pains of Jubilee. And the resilience of Kenyans will see us through. When the time comes, all of us will have gone through the pain of Jubilee, and Kenyans will be willing and ready to listen to this alternative voice that we are presenting to them. A voice that will change this country, not just for us, but for future generations to come. And more importantly, we will change this continent for the black man. We want to see the prosperity of the Kenyan and the black man to occupy his rightful space in the Committee of Nations as a respected participant in the Committee of Nations as a person.
Wow. And just a quick one. When you say these are, how do you call it, the problems of Jubilee, which is right now divided into two camps who are also against each other, which means, do you believe that the two parties cannot solve this without Safina party being involved? But now that they look like the source of all these things.
But Jubilee created it. I mean, they were borrowing. Kibaki left a country in which, for every 100 shillings Kenya government collected, only 18 shillings was going to debt servicing. Jubilee went and overborrowed above the debt ceiling. They kept the debt ceiling every 1 year or so. They overborrowed and didn't use the money properly. That is what we are facing now. Today, out of every 100 Kenyan shillings Kenya government collects, 65 shillings goes to debt servicing. Almost
5 times or 4 times what
Kibaki left. Yes. So that's the problem. That's the problem of Jubilee. I'm calling it. These are the problems of Jubilee. And wherever Jubilee went, if it went to Azimio, if it went to Kenya Kwanza, these are the problems. Everybody is feeling the pain that Jubilee promised us. Even those who are in Azimio have felt the pain. The Jubilee people went to Azimio have felt the pain. The Jubilee people in Kenya Kwanza are feeling the pain. You cannot be the one to come up with a solution to a problem which you created. You can only create more problems.
Wow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Reality Kenyan. What happens on the ground, the real problems on the ground, of course, how they come up, the solutions, and how to go about them socially, economically, and lawfully. Of course, that's why we are always joined by Honorable Willis Otieno, the Deputy Party Leader, Safina Party, of course, breaking it down each and every time to make sure that we understand what we are going through and where we are headed to and how we can go about it. So thank you so much, Wakili.
Thank you very much, Simi. See you soon.
See you soon. See you next time. And of course, each and every time, we always have amazing moment with Wakili Willis Evans Otieno. Follow his social media handle so that you can also get these ideas each and every time, of course, as you always do to us. Thank you so much. May God bless you.